So earlier this week, New Hampshire, Delaware, and Rhode Island all had their primary elections, the last primaries of the season, which means the candidates who won on Tuesday night have the least amount of time to gracefully transition from primary mode to general election mode. And because of that, we are seeing candidates who campaigned as MAGA Republicans try and do an immediate about-face. Like, for instance, Caroline Leavitt. She's a young New Hampshire Republican candidate for the House who won her primary in a state that President Joe Biden carried by over 7 points in 2020. She's running in a kind of swingy district. And right after her win, notice the change in the Twitter bio. She scrubbed her Twitter bio, removing any mention of her work for House Republican Conference Chair Elise Stefanik or ex-President Donald Trump, just totally gone. Or take the guy who won the New Hampshire Republican primary for Senate, Don Bolduc. He will face off against sitting Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan. Now, Bolduc is one of over 120 former top military officials who signed this big letter spreading the big lie that the 2020 election was rigged. And in 2021, he told the New Yorker he would overturn the election results in 2024 if he deems them fraudulent. The night he won the primary, he came out holding a shield with the letter V studded with arrows. But then yesterday, he just amazingly seemed to change his mind about whether the 2020 election was stolen.
One of the things that Maggie Hassan, the Senate incumbent, will say is that you are an election denier, that you deny that President Biden won the 2020 election. And there's this from August 14th when you had a debate. Watch here.
I signed a letter with 120 other generals and admirals saying that Trump won the election, and damn it, I stand by my election.
Do you stand by that today?
So, we live and learn, right? And I've done a lot of research on this, and I've spent the past couple of weeks talking to Granite Staters all over the state from, every party. And I have come to the conclusion, and I want to be definitive on this. The election was not stolen.
Well, what do you know? Welcome to the party. Election denier? Me? Well, Don Bolduc? Oh. Here's the thing. All these people understand that Donald Trump and pro-coup talk can help win a primary with the base, but not that popular at large, actually. And for all kinds of reasons, including history, economic conditions, high inflation, Republicans in the upcoming midterm election should be poised for like a 2010-style sweep. Right now, it's not looking like that. As we mentioned off the top, new polling from New York Times and Siena College shows that despite low approval ratings for President Biden, currently at 42%, and Republican advantages on a priority of issues like the economy, where they lead by 14 points, when it comes to generally who people are going to vote for, Democrats have a narrow 2-point advantage. And historically, even that slim lead is an anomaly. We're going to talk about what's up there and what's going on next.